Grab your glasses, everybody. It's time for a Moonshine Safari.
Welcome, everybody, to Moonshine Safari. I'm Josh.
I'm Dinah.
Hey, and it's our second video. Can you believe it?
We finally are doing it.
Here we are.
In our...
Even in my overalls.
His overalls and
even my moonshine gear.
Harry Potter gear.
Does this remind you of, like, Hee Haw? I feel like I'm Junior Sample or something. And people are going to be like, nobody knows who Junior Samples is except... me.
Okay, I didn't know their names, but I remember Hee Haw. Just saying.
Well, welcome back. I know it's been a little while since we've been on. We have taken some time to kind of gather our thoughts and also dealing with life in general.
Life stuff.
So that kind of stuff happens. What we're doing here is probably going to be even more raw than our
than the
audio shows that we do. Because we kind of want to keep things a little...
Fluid.
You may see, well, it's not really fluid because you guys are jumping around and not really knowing what you're doing. But that's how we work.
Yeah,
that's
and
kind of how we work.
Okay, and my favorite word, my catchphrase, organic. I like for it to be sort of natural.
Something like that. So.
Well,
the first thing we still are going to keep incorporated into our shows are our shine-outs. And we like to give shine-outs to all of those who are deployed in the military and the veterans. We appreciate you and your families. And those of you who have lost people in the wars, and our hearts and prayers and thoughts go out to you. And for those of you who like to poo-poo on those kind of things, about thoughts and prayers going to people that they don't really matter, neither do you, just so you're worried about that, okay? Yeah, so.
But we support our vets.
We do.
And the ones, not the ones just that are deployed, but like, you know, there's
and we support thoughts and prayers, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Because we think they work.
I think it matters.
And all of those, like I said, who poo-poo on that, well, you don't matter. So, there you go.
But, you know, also the suicide rate among veterans is super high. Right. So, everybody, you know, watch out for your vets because they pay a lot for doing
There's
what they do.
There's a lot of great, and we're going to focus on some of those. Well, one of them that we're involved in is Guitars for Vets.
Oh, yeah. Big fan.
And when you donate to them, they have a class, and the veterans go and they learn to play the guitar. And when they're done with that classes, they get a guitar at the end if they finish everything. And
it's not like super expensive. It's not like you have to donate thousands of dollars. They take whatever and they can put it towards.
Right. Basically, it costs about $250 per veteran per class. So once they get that amount and they get to have scholarships and stuff, then that's great. And if you can do that, Guitar for Vets, that's a wonderful thing. In fact,
501(c)(3).
Yeah, Tony Policastro is also raising money for them too. They're doing a huge push. That's actually how I found out about them. But check them out, Guitar for Vets. It's a really cool place. And they do a lot of good work too. Music is healing therapy, guys. It's very important. Music
is like pizza. Yeah. Everybody has a flavor. So guitars, that's an awesome thing because you can play any kind of music on a guitar.
So, talking about that, moving into another thing that we always talked about in our audio shows as well is music. And what we're going to talk about probably in the future shows is we may do some feature bands or feature solo acts, but we may just talk about individual songs. It's something that Dean and I have talked about, and some of the things that are different about the way we approach music. Yeah. She approaches music much from a lyrical side, and I approach music more from a musical side. So it's kind of cool how we have different perspectives on stuff. Like she'll tell me about the song, and I'll be like, that song doesn't really do it for me. But the words to her are cool. And then I have a song that I'm like digging, and she's like, what are those words? I'm like, I don't know what the words are. Yeah, I'm not really paying that attention really likes, and I go,
that's so sad.
Yeah, so maybe not paying that much attention. But anyway, so what are we talking about today? I'm going to share with you a group that, man, they really just got me going. It's the Georgia Thunderbolts. They're a band out of Atlanta, and man, I just tell you, they've got something special. They really do.
Like, would you say, as far as the band size, they're still kind of in the toddler stage,
Oh,
right?
wait, yeah.
They have very small following, but they do have one.
And they're playing all the opportunities that they can. They've opened for Blackberry Smoke in a couple of venues. They've done some other things. Guys, if you can support them, go do it. They are awesome. I mean, I just saw on YouTube a cover of them doing a Freebird. Now, there's not a whole lot of bands that can pull that off.
I was going to say, because you're a Skinner fan, so...
Right.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of bands that can pull that off. And they do a pretty doggone good job for those young kids. And the lead singer, just saying, he's got... Sounds like he's... And I don't want to pigeonhole him. I'm just saying, he's got a soul feel of his singing like Ronnie Van Zant's soul. Not that he sounds like Ronnie, but that soulness...
That fits behind it, yeah.
That southern rock sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys check them out. Georgia Thunderbolts, okay? Check them out. We play something. You know what? I'll tell you what. This is what we're going to do, too, because we're also going to be messing around with Del Toro, who does some of the or who is going to be doing the editing of this video. And he's also going to be messing with me some, too. We've kind of messed around. So I'm going to say, put the link for Georgia Thunderbolts, like right in here somewhere, Del Toro. Or, if not, down below, somewhere here, I don't know, somewhere around there. How about that? Is that cool? All right. So check them out, Georgia Thunderbolts.
Check them out.
Yeah, very cool. So, when we started the channel, the main thing we were talking about was marriage. We were talking about us because we started this when we were 25 years of wedded bliss.
Yeah.
We started on July 10th.
2018.
2018 is when we hit 25 years. Yes, we're in 26 years right now, so you're welcome and thank you. I don't know why I said you're welcome, but anyway, maybe because we're still together. I don't know. So I was thinking maybe we'll do some kind of like maybe a little marriage tip from time to time, and this is going to actually go into what we're going to talk about today.
Exactly.
And what we talk about today is a really touchy subject, especially right now. And we're not going to get into all the depths of it, but we're going to share our perspectives because we actually have a couple different perspectives, slightly different. She's wrong and I'm right, but that's the way it always goes. But to give you a little preemptive on this, marriage tip is before you do a show like this and you talk about sensitive subjects, make sure you know exactly what your other half really thinks about things because they don't always tell you everything that they think about it.
Well, and here's the thing too. Also, we are going to have some shows where we don't know what the other person's going to say. But we also don't want to get into a big fat fight and a silly fight when it comes right down to it based on
we got into a
difference of opinion.
Passionate discussion about gun control. And now that we worked through all of that, the passionate thing where we realized
that I was right and he was wrong.
No, that's not how it worked
That's
at all.
what we realized.
We're going to talk about that with you. Like I said, we're not going to talk about... Okay, I think we agree we have the right... If you want to say God-given right, yes, I believe in God. The God-given right to protect myself and to protect my life, I have that right. Period. No government grants me that right. No person or human being grants me that right. I have that inherently within me as a human being. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Right. So, here comes the next thing. How can I protect and defend myself? By what means can I do that? Well, any way that you can. Period.
Okay, so I got into a conversation today with someone at my office, partially about this subject.
All right.
And it was kind of the same idea where the statement was made, I'm just sick of all these guns, everybody's just shooting everybody. And obviously it's true, there's a lot of people that shoot people, I mean it happens, we know, we see it on the news. I'm not going to get into statistics with this person because honestly I don't know the statistics, but what I can say is, yeah, I mean it's there. My issue with it, and it sounds cheesy to say it this way, but I think we have a morality issue in this country where people don't respect other people. They don't respect other people's opinions. They don't respect other people's stuff, and they certainly don't respect other people's lives. If you're going down the street and somebody turns in front of you and that's enough for somebody to take out a gun and shoot somebody, we have an issue that goes way beyond guns at this point. It's not, it's a scary thing when somebody's that flippant about somebody else's life. So to me, it goes beyond the physical gun issue, and the problem, and this is what we definitely
You're getting off the top.
No, but the problem is, what we definitely agree on is, if somebody wants to kill somebody, they don't need a gun to do it.
Right. And I agree with her about all of that. Everything that she just said, I totally agree with her. We have a morality issue. We have a morality issue in this because people don't value life. They don't value, because it's preached to everybody in schools and to all of our young ladies that, sure, you get pregnant, kill your baby. It's okay. Not a problem. And we'll talk about abortion a different time. But I'm just saying, we don't value life. In fact, we would rather it. Did you know it's a felony to kill or to crush eagle eggs? Well, I'm sorry, eagle egg. Eagle egg is an unborn eagle. It's a felony to do that. An eagle egg. Think about that for a second. So we place more value, and I'm not saying that an eagle egg, it doesn't have value. Don't get me wrong. But does it have the same value as a human life? I don't think so. Not in a million years. But you're right. And the degrading of our moral fabric, which everybody's been warning that was going to happen, and it is happening, so we can make people feel better and safe. I'm sorry, you're not going to make people feel safe. You're not going to make people feel better when there are people out there who are evil, they're mentally ill, and they're going to do whatever they can to kill and maim, and they're going to do whatever they can to use a weapon that can do it quickly and efficiently the most. And where do they go? They don't go to the local armory. They don't go to the local gun store. They don't go to the local police station. They go to a school where it's a gun-free zone, or a shopping center, which is a gun-free zone.
So no one can shoot back.
Or somewhere where there's nobody gonna, because as soon as they're confronted with someone with a gun, they're either shot or they kill themselves.
It usually ends right then.
It's pretty simple how that works. So it's illogical to say, take away the guns from innocent law-abiding citizens when you have evil murderers shooting at us. You're going to take away our right to defend ourselves, our means of defending ourselves against people who, they're criminals by definition. They're not going to buy a gun the way they're supposed to, and they're not going to... No, murder is already against the law. So is buying and using certain guns, and that using a gun as a weapon against the law. But we can talk about this. The statistics are actually more people are killed with hammers than they are rifles.
Oh, sure.
More people are killed drunk driving accidents than with rifles. Did you know over 30 people were shot in Chicago just this past weekend? 7 killed. That to me is a mass shooting. That happens every weekend in Chicago. Check out Baltimore.
What about the gun laws in Illinois?
Why don't we ban criminals?
Let's do it.
Ban criminals.
That'll fix everything.
Right, especially criminals who have multiple magazines or whatever the hell they have ideas for. Anyway, okay, so this is where she and I kind of got into it. Okay,
this is where we differ.
This is where we differ in the thing. It's not that we don't have the right to protect ourselves. She believes that we have an inherent right. I believe that. It's with the what. Okay? I believe that, and, well, I don't have to believe it. The Constitution is clear. Because it doesn't say in the Constitution that I can't have the same weapons as the military has. In fact, if we see, the problem is people see the Constitution as limits on the people. That's not what it is. It's limits on the government. Okay? So if a government gets a minigun, I should be able to have a minigun. If a government gets a tank, I should be able to tank. Because if you read the Second Amendment, that's what it's talking about. No, don't give me this musket thing. That's ridiculous. Because if you want to do the musket thing, then you have to go back to writing with a quill and ink on parchment. You can't use your little email and your little vlog to scream about Second Amendment. Okay? Can't do that. That's hypocritical, wouldn't you say?
Sure. Okay, but where do we differ?
So, well, where we differ is she doesn't think that a person should be able to own a machine gun or the same weapons as the government.
Well, okay, so there's a couple of issues I have. First of all, there are weapons that I question. I mean, and maybe what okay, here's where I've gotten to be older and realize that I don't know everything. I'm not always going to tell you that I know what the answer is. I'm just going to tell you I have an issue with it. So I have an issue with, like, it's scary to me that somebody could get a hold of a machine gun that's unstable. That's a frightening thing. And it's frightening to me that there are people out there that we all know and love, or not, that are scary and violent people that should have no business having a gun at all. Because they hurt people, and we already know they hurt people, and yet, yeah, I mean, it's like I said, though, my problem is, and this is the honest to God truth, I don't know where the line is supposed to be.
So would you support red flag laws? That's really what it boils down to. What it boils down to is her and I think red flag laws are obviously an abomination of due process on its face, number one. Number two, it is a violation of the Second Amendment. It's also, number three, gun registry.
Okay, so
that's exactly what it is.
I'm not trying to be simplistic about this, but give me your explanation of red flag laws.
Red flag laws are basically when anybody can make a claim against anybody else, their mental state or stability.
Okay, so that's
they
not
get
what I'm
pissed
talking
off.
about at all.
Well, hold on.
I know, but I'm just saying that's not.
But this is what a red flag law is. And then there's a tribunal of bureaucrats that aren't elected, that are appointed by some politician that's getting paid money by somebody, that will determine what will happen. Then they'll send a SWAT team to your house and take all your guns away without any due process, you are guilty until proven innocent, just because someone made a claim against you. Now, could it be a valid claim? I guess it could be. But could it be Joe got pissed off at his wife and calls and says she's got guns and she's unstable around her kids, and then next thing you know, well, yeah, that's absolutely
okay, so what you're
will
talking
happen.
about, of course not. I couldn't support
Those
that.
are red flag laws. What did you think they were?
Well, that's what I'm telling you. I couldn't really say for sure.
And
exactly
our governor here, Governor Ducey, wants to do it. Mitch McConnell wants to do it. The Senate does it. The House wants to do it. People are screaming about it. Trump is talking about doing it.
But see, what I said before about the issue I have is not a red flag law. You have somebody with a proven track record of violence. That's different.
True. Like the guy that actually got a gun illegally. It's found out it wasn't a loophole. It wasn't a background. He failed background checks.
But
he still got a gun.
This is the guy that did the thing in Odessa?
He still got a gun because he went to someone who, well, they're still looking into it, who apparently manufactures guns illegally and sold it to him. Okay? The private sale issue. Now, I'm not saying that I know everything either. I'm just saying that anytime you let the government into this, they will never get their fingers out of it, and we will end up disarmed. That will happen. And people are like, oh, I'm never giving up my guns. When 15 SWAT guys comes to your front door and you have one rifle, what are you going to do? You're going to give it up. You just will. Oh, sure. Don't give me this. You're going to take a pride from my cold day. You got to be practical, guys. I mean, seriously. Right? Because you think that's the way it will happen. I don't think, okay, I don't know how it's going to go down. I think people, I mean, they're screaming, people want, the American people want this, they want this. If the American people want this, then the American people don't want liberty. And that's a shame.
Well, the problem is a lot of American people don't want liberty.
That's right. They want to be taken care of. But they don't understand what that means. No, what that means, it ends up you getting taken care of till you die. And that doesn't mean dying at 80 or 90. That means dying at 30 or 40. that's how that kind of government works. So we got to pull our heads out of our asses, people. Seriously. And see, we really don't necessarily disagree on this.
No, like I said, my
really
issue is I think he goes further along the lines of no restrictions than I do.
Well, no.
I have a place to where I feel like there are people that have given up their right by virtue of convictions. I'm not talking about some accusation from their neighbor or their friends or whatever. I'm talking about convictions for violence. Those people don't have any reason or right. In my opinion.
Yeah.
My opinion.
Well, here's some things, and some of that I kind of differ on in some issues, I think. But we can get into the particulars. But of course, if you've committed any violent crimes or anything, yeah, you don't get that. You've lost your rights. I mean, but you can, you still have a right to defend yourself. Okay, but hopefully, if you're guilty of whatever, see, that's the thing. It's like if you're guilty of murder and stuff, you really shouldn't be hanging around. I mean, I'm just saying, you shouldn't be hanging around for 50 years. That's not the way things are supposed to work. But the thing that I think that we also disagreed on was the point of who decides, and it's like who gets to decide. I get it. Families.
I do.
Well, right. Families have family members, and you know too, there's got some crazy members in your family that are unstable, that probably should not, well, definitely shouldn't have firearms. See, it's incumbent upon you to do that within your family. You shouldn't have to get the government involved, unless you're scared of them and you're afraid they're going to get you.
Which happens. I mean,
it does happen.
Yeah.
And then you need some help with that. But what I'm saying is that, you know, I think, I hate the notion of guilty until proven innocent. And we're already on really close to that already. You know, because people are being found guilty in social media, and their lives are being ruined, and people are going after them just because they have a difference of opinion. You know what? And some of you people may not like. Tell us what you think. What do you think about the red flag laws? You know, I'm open for suggestion. I think if you can give me an idea where you're not going to infringe upon me protecting myself and my family, and that you're also going to guarantee that no one's going to make frivolous calls. Hey, look. If someone makes a call, there should be an investigation. But it should be, hey, they're innocent until we have evidence that they are unstable. And then, when we have proven that part, then you take the correct steps.
I don't think you can, I don't think we should, and I'm not going to say can, because they're going to do whatever they want to do, but I don't think we should have thought police.
Well, there was already a guy in Maryland right after they did this that got killed because they came to take his guns.
To me, that reminds me of that movie, if everyone's seen it, it's been a few years already, Minority Report, where they go pre-arrest people. It's like, you can't have that.
For what? For safety? We've already given up so many rights to be safe.
Patriot Act, guys. Hello.
And the TAPS thing that's coming, that's another thing that they want to pass that wants to make us safer. Guys, when we give up our freedoms for safety, we have screwed ourselves.
All these laws for safety, and how come we're not getting any safer?
Not any safer. Have they? They're not. Anyway. In fact, anyway. So that's kind of what we want to talk about. Hey, down below in the comments, down there somewhere, tell us what you think about red flag laws. Are you pro red flag laws? Do you not give a crap? I mean,
but you know, I mean, because and we've talked about this before. We would love to talk to people who differ from us, but can have a conversation.
Yeah, have a conversation.
And not freak out and go, "Oh my God, you're awful!
Hey,
I'm going to blacklist you."
Right? Give me a perspective. Maybe I'm missing something. I'm
I
totally
really
open to hearing.
I really want to know.
Change my mind if you can. That'd be worth it. Okay. Hey, next thing up. What we normally do at the very end of our shows, we talk about drinks and recipes.
Drinks and recipes.
Drinks and recipes.
And we still want to do.
Welcome back, everybody, to Moonshine Safari. Yeah, this is the fun of just learning how to do videos.
Edit.
Apparently, our camera must be a member of a labor union because it can only film for 24 minutes and took a break. So, and I know you guys are going to be screaming at me about that because I just like to poke. That's all I like to about things. But anyway,
This is the next day.
This is the next day. As you see, I'm still wearing the same shirt, hat, and
Me
stuff,
too.
but no overalls today.
To
But okay, we came back because we didn't
finish the drink.
We didn't have time to share the drink with you. So,
That's true.
But before we do this, share the drink. Tomorrow is September 11th.
Yeah.
And our country has really forgotten what happened that day. And we're so busy fighting with each other.
I was going to say, at least forgot the unity, if you want to call it.
That's the big thing.
Yeah.
They forgot the unity. I remember what happened. I was working in retail that day. I remember countless people coming in and asking if I had anything patriotic, anything red, white, and blue. I didn't. You know, I had the next day. I did the next day. And the day after that. And people came in and we could not keep T-shirts and flags and things in the store and stickers and stuff for your cars and magnets and everything because unfortunately that tragedy brought us together.
Well, and truthfully, and there, you know, there's all the ideas about 9/11. It doesn't matter. The point is, it doesn't matter. It still happened to the country.
Right. It doesn't matter. So, remember.
Right. I mean, if you were old enough, you pretty much should remember where you were when you heard.
Yeah. I remember where I was. I was on my way to work. I called you.
Called me?
Nope. So, anyway, that being said, so tomorrow or whatever day this is, we're filming it on the evening of September 10th.
Right.
So that's why we're telling you. So whenever this gets posted, remember September 11th.
Yeah.
Now, back to the drinks. We were going to give you a recipe, and I was going to tell you about a recipe, but I decided to switch things up on Dinah, and she doesn't even know.
I don't.
She doesn't know.
What did you decide?
Well, this is what we're going to do. We talked about drinks and recipes and different things and liquors in our previous podcasts. Well, I think since we're doing video, we could talk about stuff, but I think it'd be a lot better if we actually showed it and tried it right in front of you for all you can see.
Okay.
And what you will enjoy
we will see.
is Dinah's face when she tastes all of the liquors that she's going to be tasting coming up. She's not going to like all of them. In fact, the one that she's going to try tonight, she is not going to like.
I'm not a whiskey person.
It's not whiskey.
Oh, okay.
It's called Moonshine Safari for a reason, sweetheart.
That's right.
So...
You want me to do it straight?
Oh, yeah. See? See, it wouldn't be fun. See?
Oh, shoot.
See, it wouldn't be fun. So we got some Old Smoky White Lightning. In fact, I just saw today, they said that they've had this recipe for 100 years. It's 100 years old, this recipe. It's delicious. Okay, now I'll say, it's not necessarily my favorite. I'm sorry, Old Smoky. You have some of my favorites, but this one, there's another, I'm not going to say the brand yet, but the only, I can't get that other brand. This is the brand I can get. So guess what? I drink it. And you get a lot of my money, by the way.
I was going to say, Arizona
Old
is
Smoky,
a little lighter on the moonshine.
You get a lot of our money because Old Smoky is the brand that's out here. So,
yeah.
Hunch Punch. We'll talk about that some. Now,
Yeah,
she'll drink that, but this stuff is 100 proof. It is 50% alcohol.
Did you
this
bring something to put it in?
Nope. You're gonna drink it right out of the jar just like we're supposed to.
Eek.
And nothing to wash it down with. So that's okay because we'll be ending this when she's going making the face. Just you have to watch and make sure that you can see the face. So I'm gonna take a drink. It smells like rubbing alcohol. That's smooth. For real.
And you're not gonna try to
It's
make
very
me take
sweet.
a big drink, right?
Oh, no, you take the drink that you... Okay, not your little hummingbird. Where you just... You got to get at least a little something. Come on, give the folks something here. Give her a try. You can't breathe in first. Just take a drink first. Take a drink and then breathe. There you go. Ooh, that's a big one. Ooh, there it is. Yeah. Cheers, everybody. L'chaim and all of that.
Ooh.
Hey, if you get a chance, Old Smoky, give this a shot. All right, it's pretty good.
Have a good day, guys.
We'll have a link here, down in the bottom, or something. You can check out Old Smoky and everything. But thank you so much for stopping by.
Remember 9/11.
Remember 9/11. remember to be good to each other. We're coming up on some craziness and some weird stuff going on politically and people trying to divide us. And we need to tell those talking heads to shut the F up and that we are smart enough and we can make our own decisions.
We don't need it. Agree to disagree sometimes.
And we're the ones. So we tell them to quit acting like children, quit misbehaving, and quit. I'm getting off the tangent. Anyway.
Have a good day.
Have a wonderful day.
See ya.
Shine happens, everybody. Spread it.
See you later.
Hey y'all, welcome to Moonshine Safari. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to our channel, as well as check the description for information on our social media sites, as well as our Patreon account to help support our adventures in the Moonshine Wilderness. I would also like to add, I apologize for the late release. I've been working very hard on the edits. I hope you can tell by the video.